Hello, good morning everybody. Welcome back. Jiujitsu2000 here today. I'm back, and today I have an interesting video for you. Today I want to talk about a new offering from Wowtac. This is model A6. I'm very excited to introduce this to you guys. I want to give a quick thank you to Wowtac for sending this out for review. I'm very excited about this one. So let's open the box and see what's inside. First thing we see is the owner's manual. And this owner's manual comes in several different languages. There's the first page. And here is the back page. And we'll definitely be referring back to this chart here a little bit in this video. You see some silica gel there. Don't need that. And we have a pocket clip. Let's take a look at that. Kind of cool. A little heavy duty. Real thick right there. Pretty nice. Next thing we see is two O-rings and a charging port cover, a replacement. So it comes with that. And then we see the micro USB charging cable. So it's got USB 2 and then micro USB. So this is really cool because the light will be able to be charged off of a solar panel, battery bank, your laptop computer, your outlet at home, your vehicle, things of that nature. So last but not least is the flashlight itself. Comes very well packaged. That is a very pretty light. Looks like they did a very nice job on the manufacturing of this and the machining. You can see the lens is a glass lens. It's got an eggshell or an orange pill type reflector inside. And then there you can clearly see the LED. Has some nice vents here to dissipate heat. The button here, you can see around the button you got like a stainless steel switch bezel. Nice knurling on the handle. And then on the back you have a little cover, a little rubber cover that covers the micro USB charging port. Of course, you have a spot here where you can put a lanyard, and now there was not a lanyard included with this light. So when you unscrew the tail cap, you can see that the tail cap has a nice spring. And then the battery, looking down inside the tube. Let's set the battery aside for a second. Let's take the battery tube off and take a look. There's a look at the head of the light. Very nice brass solid connections here. Now I tried to reverse the battery tube earlier and it will thread on, but the flashlight will not work when you reverse this battery tube. It has to go in this way, which I'm a little bit frustrated about because the pocket clip mounts in this groove right here, so not having the ability to switch the battery tube does not let us orient the pocket clip up top up here. So it only goes in one spot. So want to make sure that that's nice and tight. Let's take a quick look at the battery. You can see that we have an 18650 battery here. This operates at 3.6 volts. And this battery runs at 2600 milliamp hour, 9.36 watt hours. This is a high discharge performance lithium ion battery. So it's a very nice battery. And you can see very nice indicators here, negative and positive. So positive up here. It's a button top pot type battery. And there is the negative down there. So to insert the battery into the light, we would put the positive towards the head of the flashlight. And then of course we want to put the tail cap over the end. Now before I do that, you can see right here, see that O-ring popping up there? There's an O-ring on each end of the battery tube, and as you thread this on, it goes over that O-ring and it smashes that O-ring down, and that creates the IPX8 waterproof standard that this light has. To charge this flashlight is very simple. We're going to start by removing the charging port cover. You can see that that gives us access to the micro USB charging port. We will take our wire plugged into a power source and we'll plug that baby in just like that. And if you look at the front of the light, you see that indicator is glowing red. That tells us that we're charging. When that indicator turns blue, it's telling us that charging is complete. If at any time during the charging process you see a flashing purple or anything purple, make sure a couple of things. Make sure that the tail cap is tight against the battery tube and that the battery tube is tight against the head of the flashlight. So make sure everything is tight, and in our case, again, we have that red indicator, so we are charging. So I'm going to let this thing charge and we'll come back when it's blue. You can see that the charging now is complete. So we can disconnect the charger and make sure that you pack this flap back into that charging port. You want to make sure that that's nice and packed in there. Otherwise you don't get that IPX8 waterproof standard. Now while we're here, let's take a look at this pocket clip. Put that on the light. That's a really nice tight fit. I like that. It's a really tight pocket clip. So very nice, very strong. Here we're taking a look at the technical parameters of the flashlight, and more importantly the modes of operation. Now I'm going to kind of get close here, so feel free to pause this screen if you want to read this a little longer. This light has 6 modes of operation. It's got low, medium, high, turbo, strobe, and a hidden Firefly mode. Now let's talk about the Firefly mode first. We're going to press and hold the side button until the light comes on. Now on this setting, this is half of a lumen and it'll last for 104 days. That's over 3 months of runtime. If I single press the side switch from this point, the light will turn off, and then if I single press the switch again, the light will turn on to the last mode that was accessed, with the exception of Firefly, Turbo, and Strobe. So it'll come on to low, medium, or high. We are now on low, and you can see the battery level indicator is illuminated as blue, telling us that our battery is fully charged, that our battery life is good. Now on this setting of low, we're dealing with 12 lumens, and it'll last for 104 hours. That's over 4 days of runtime. If I press and hold the side switch, we bump up to medium. Medium is 80 lumens. This will last for 16 hours. This is a very good setting to use. If I press and hold again, it'll go to low, then to medium, then to high. Okay, so high is 400 lumens for 3.5 hours. Now to get to turbo, we have to quickly double press the side switch. Turbo is 1460 lumens. That's going to last for 2 minutes. Then it's going to scale itself down to prevent overheating down to 400 lumens or high, and then from there it's going to run for an additional 210 minutes. So that's over 3 hours of runtime. If I want to get to strobe, I have to quickly triple press the side switch. 1, 2, 3. Now on strobe, this is 350 lumens, and on this setting the light will last for 7 hours. A single press turns the light off, and another single press will bring us back to high, because that was the last mode that we accessed, with the exception of turbo, strobe, or Firefly. And then again, to cycle through the modes, we're just going to push and hold the button down. Low, medium, high, low, medium, high, back to low. Again, the memory mode, if we turn it off and turn it back on when we were on low, it'll come right back to low. Now this light does have a lockout function, so if you want to lock this light out, maybe you're going to put it in your backpack and you don't want it coming on in your backpack, what we need to do is we need to push and hold until we get to Firefly. Okay, once Firefly is illuminated, we're going to push and hold the side switch until Firefly goes away. When Firefly goes away, we are now in the lockout mode. To test, to make sure that you're in the lockout mode, just push the side switch and you see the red indicator telling you no. That's telling us that we are locked out. Okay? Now to unlock the light, we're just going to push and hold until we come back to moonlight mode, and then from here we are back to normal operation of the light. I want to make sure that the charging port cover is securely in place. I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on. Right now it's in low, and we're going to drop that baby in the water. You can see that everything's working well. So now let's go cycle through the modes. Medium, high, low, medium, high. Let's try for a turbo. Let's double press. That turbo came on. Let's triple press for strobe. Strobe works. Let's try Firefly. Okay, Firefly works. Let's lock the light out. Are we locked out? Yes, we are. Let's unlock. And it looks like this light is working as normal. So the light is definitely protecting itself underwater. So the IPX8 rating of this light is accurate. It's doing everything that it's supposed to do up to an IPX8 waterproof standard. I'm going to drop this thing lens down from about hip high. It literally bounced. I'm going to drop it tail cap down from the same height. Bounced again. Let's drop it just like this. Boy, that thing loves to bounce. Let's do it one more time. Lens down. That thing bounced almost a foot. Let's take a look and see if this light still works. Let's turn it off. Let's try Firefly mode. Yes, it works. Off, on. Let's cycle through the modes. Low, medium, high, low. Let's try turbo. That works. Let's try strobe. That works. Now let's try to lock the light out. Okay, look at the indicator. We are locked out. Let's unlock it. Yes, this light works. Now let's take a look. Let's kind of inspect it for damage. I hate doing this test, this portion of the test. I don't like it because I feel like these lights are made so nice, they don't need any unnecessary damage done to them. But it definitely appears to have held up to the impact resistance rating of 1.5 meters. Very impressive. You can see that I have the light on Firefly mode. This is half of a lumen for 104 days. This is a good setting if you want to read something, if you want to look around or just be seen. Things like that. Walking around your camp, looking in your bag to try to find an item. You know, for this setting to last over 3 months, that is just remarkable. It's just crazy to see a setting like this. Okay, that's just nuts. It's hard to believe that this thing lasts 104 days. That's remarkable. Over 3 months. Let's bump it up to low. Okay, so low again is 12 lumens. This is 104 hours. Over 4 days of runtime. That's a good setting. You can also see the battery level indicator here right by my thumb. Let's bump it up to medium. Medium is 80 lumens for 16 hours. You can see that the light has a balanced beam. So it's got this nice tight hot spot in the middle, but yet it also has kind of a floody pattern to it. So it's kind of nice. You get a good balance of throw, but also a good flood too in the same beam. I like that pattern. Now if we bump it up, let's go back to low, medium, there's high. We're talking about 400 lumens for 3.5 hours of runtime. That's a very good amount of light. You can clearly see everything in this room. Here I am shining it up at the sky, rotating it to the left, rotating it down, looking at the feet, you know, you're walking your dog, whatever it is you're doing. Okay, just shining it up at the sky illuminates this whole room. Now let's double press quickly and see what turbo looks like. 1, 2. Turbo, 1460 lumens for 2 minutes. Then it drops down to high for an additional 210 minutes. That's over 3 hours. I think it's 3.5 hours, to be honest. This is a very good setting. Now let's triple click and take a look at that strobe. 1, 2, 3. Again, 350 lumen strobe for 7 hours of runtime. This is a good setting if you were in an emergency or something like that. And a single press turns the light off. Single press turns the light back on to the last mode used prior to turbo or strobe, which in our case is high. Wowtac offers their competitive after-sales service plan. They provide 2 years of maintenance service after you purchase one of their products. They are giving me a coupon code, and I will put that coupon code down in the description box down below. It'll give you 10% off of this item for 1 month period of time. Coupon code should be my channel name, Jiujitsu2000. But please double check the description box down below. Let's make sure that that's the right coupon code. The Wowtac A1. This is one of my favorite flashlights that they've ever done. This is the first light that came out. And if you want to qualify to receive a free A1 or a coupon for 20% off that will suit all their items, you can do a video review on Amazon of the A6. Then you send Wowtac an email at review@wowtac.com. You'll get entered that way. And like I say, you'll get either a free A1 or a coupon for 20% off one-time item. Here are my final thoughts about this light. I like this light a lot. I think this Wowtac A6 is extremely close to being what I would call the perfect EDC light. A couple things that I would recommend would be to make sure that the battery tube is threaded the same on each side so we can change the orientation of the pocket clip. And also, I've never been a big fan of these charging ports on the lights. I wish they would just get rid of that in its entirety. A lot of us have chargers at home that we can use. But there is some very big positives to this light. One of them is the fact that you can use just about any standard 18650 battery. So if you have a Wowtac A1 or an A1S, you have the battery that has the little charger on it. You can charge the battery itself, and that would help us do away with this port. Now if you look at this battery, and I take this out, this original battery out, you see the depth of how that battery sits in there. And you take this and you put this battery in, which is a little bit longer. You can see that's almost flush. This battery will still work. So your A1, your A1S, your A2, A2S, the battery works just fine. Battery level indicator works just fine. So in the event that this battery dies on you, there are other options out there. You can use aftermarket 18650s, just something like this. So if you want to bump, then look at how low that hangs down in there. But because we have a spring here, that facilitates the different lengths of batteries. Very nice. You know, it still works. So I like that. I like flashlights that do not require proprietary batteries. I like flashlights that are open for the easy replacement of the battery. Here's a battery out of Miss Bella's vape. It's not even a button top. It's a flat top 18650. Is it going to work? Look at how deep that thing sits in there. But look, you thread that baby on, boom, you're good to go. So big A plus for Wowtac on this A6 to be able to use all the different batteries across the board. I think, you know, I think that's a very positive message. Now if you think about this and you want to compare it to, let's say Olight, let's say the S2R, the price point is about half of what you'd pay for the S2R, and I think this is just as good of a light. So with all that being said, I want to say thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you got some good useful information out of this video. Please feel free to leave your comments down below, like this video, share this video. Also check the description box. I will put a link in there where you can find this. And one more thing before I go, this is not a magnetic tail cap. If they would put a magnet in there and get rid of this port and change that battery tube, make it where I can reverse it, I think they'd have the perfect light on their hands without a doubt. It's a good light. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.